It's week 3 of the NFL, and our focus is on Jerome Baker, who really led his defense last week with a 10-tackle game. It's the Dolphins and the Jets on Monday Night Prime Time.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today is the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Achane here. They stay on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
You talk about this Jets defense.
They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense. The big difference in the game.
That was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? A gain of 22.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense for the Jets, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Tua sets up to pass it. Buying time is left. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. On play action, it's Rodgers. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. You talk about this Miami defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
That's caught at the 25. It's a big play there for the Jets on 3rd down. 56 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hall. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. His pass caught at the 4. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Hall. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jets will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now Tua. This one thrown underneath to Achane. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. So the completion good for just 3. And 3rd and 8 now. Here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Quentin Williams Drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he'll take it just outside the 40. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them. A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. His pass complete. He finds Jeremy Ruckert. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Give to Hall running right. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who is shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. 2nd and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. A beautiful fake. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Jets' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Zerline now for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Play action. Now it's Tua. Rush coming, and he's taken down. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Short throw to Smith. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Open man is Waddle, complete. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
He'll get this up to about the 44.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Right back to Achane on second down.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Achane. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Short throw to Smith. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Second down and 6 now.
Tua going to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Tua to throw again. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
On now the Miami field goal unit. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick here is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the third drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Jets taking over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense.
And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game.
And got his man complete. Touchdown, Jets. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Jets will extend their lead here just before halftime. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And it's 21-3. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Tua, a final shot before half. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jahmyr Gibbs, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Kyron Williams, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. We got an excellent first half from the former MVP Aaron Rodgers. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Jets now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Second half starts with a run by Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. Here's Hall again. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's 3rd and 7.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
And this return.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Well, one of the linebackers has got it. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
The struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminated.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing him.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this will be taken at the 13.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. New York's offense back out there and set to go. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Handoff, running left. Here's Hall.
Oh, he shifts past him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Wide open receiver complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson.
Ball again on second down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On play action, Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll run with Hall. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. One more time with Hall. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's third and goal.
On play action, now Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. Pushed too strong, and that'll be a safety.
Well, it's pretty evident that's not the way you want to try and establish momentum ahead of a possible fourth-quarter comeback, because you needed points there, at least something to build on for your next series. That was neither. Instead, it's a huge play for a defense that now has no doubt it can finish this game off.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20.
Davis now to return it. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. On second down, a run with Hall.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
71 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Holding offense.
They get the USC man, Elijah Vera Tucker.
Still third down.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Throwing now is Rodgers.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. Now it's Rodgers. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Give them a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
This is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and they will not be able to add on to their 20-point lead. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Tua's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Tua. And his throw here's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to pass. Tua. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one's going to wind up incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that flag accepted.
Still 1st down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
Play clock all the way to 0. Didn't get the snap off. 5-yard penalty.
And you see the head coach writing that note on his play sheet right now. He's going to be addressing that with his staff. A sense of urgency. Get to the line of scrimmage. Snap the ball.
down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game. Offense.
Not enough sense of urgency there. Play clock hit 0, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I like your point there. Not enough sense of urgency. People walking up to the line of scrimmage. You've got to get up there and get set and be ready to go.
Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards.
Still first down.
Well, perhaps the center has a little stage fright here. Let's see if he can do better this time. It's now 1st and 30. Rodgers now to throw. His throw incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Throwing is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. That is caught. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29.
This game has been a lesson, a clinic in how to throw the football. I mean, even with a big lead, they're not turning off the engine. They're not getting off the gas at all. They plan to keep going at them, and it's working for them.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4.
96 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
They'll run with Hall.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall
with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Jets are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. So this has been a pretty strong start to the year for him on the ground, CD. It's just week 3. That's already 5 rushing touchdowns.
And you know he's got big grins on their faces besides the rest of the team. The strength and conditioning program, because he was awfully dedicated to what they put in front of him to get ready for this year. Got himself into terrific shape, and he's dominated here early on.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on and get back to practice in the next couple of days.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Tua. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Caught by Wilson.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. One final try for Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.